guys.
Hey guys.
We're back with another Walking Dead review. This time we're reviewing The Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 11, titled Knots Untie. If you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, you're going to want to skip this video and come back later, because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. For the most part, this was a pretty quiet episode, but we had a lot of important things happen in this episode.
Yeah.
First and foremost, the group made it to Hilltop, and I really thought that would be a reveal that they saved for the end of the episode. I was surprised that they made it all the way there.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting them to run into trouble along the way, and they did. I mean, they ran into the car crash, but it really wasn't much trouble. They totally doofed us on that.
Yeah, and the nice thing, though, is it doesn't really feel like they rushed through the episode to make it to Hilltop.
No, it felt like normal pacing. It felt good, but yeah, it was just surprising. I totally expected Hilltop to be at the very end. Yeah.
So the group made it to Hilltop, and we met Gregory. And I gotta tell you, great job, because I hate Gregory.
Yes.
And you're really supposed to. So fantastic
I think
job.
I actually hate him more on the show than I did while reading the comics. Like, this actor is nailing it. Yeah.
Like, I don't remember hating Gregory quite this much. In fact, I don't think I really hated Gregory until the all-out war arc had started.
Yeah, I know eventually I hated him, but I think he was more just annoying than anything.
He's a cowardly character, which is going to show up a little bit later. But yeah, like in the comic, I remember not hating him that much until All Out War started. Yeah. But now the show,
totally hate him.
I hate him so much. I love it.
Yes.
Okay, there was a scene with Abraham and Daryl. And Abraham's talking about settling down. And because Daryl mumbles a little bit...
We're not sure if he said, do you think she'd settle or do you think shit's settled? We're really not sure. However, I think it's kind of a tease. They just made Michonne canon, so I don't think they're going to do that with, another beloved...
fandom ship.
Yeah, fandom ship. I think if he said, do you think she'd settle, I think he was asking Abraham if he really thought Sasha would settle. I think he's in on Abraham's crush.
You think so? You think Daryl is maybe a little more observant as far as interpersonal relationships?
People who are quiet and don't talk a whole lot tend to be a lot more observant. Like, they see things that other people don't see. Mm-hmm. So I think he knows. And I think Abraham knows. I think it was almost Abraham's way of asking him, like, what do you think I should do? Because throughout the entire episode, he's kind of torn between Sasha and Rosita. He's not sure if he should end things with Rosita and pursue Sasha, or if he's got a good thing going with Rosita and he needs to forget this passing infatuation.
And, to your point, when Abraham is being choked out, he stays down for a little bit, and then Daryl's like, hey, are you alright? And he's like, yeah, man, never been better, or something like that.
Yeah.
And prior to that, this guy who had a near-death experience said he saw his wife.
Who died before the outbreak.
So I'm thinking, and you brought this up, you're the one who put it in my mind, so you get credit.
Yeah.
That Abraham's last thought before he thought he was going to die was of Sasha.
Yes. And even when he gets up, he leaves the necklace that Rosita made him lying on the grass. Like, he doesn't even notice that it's gone.
And they made a point of really focusing on that.
Yeah, so I think that he has decided to end things with Rosita and begin something with Sasha. And they love to torment Sasha, so I would not be surprised if this happens in the next episode and he dies before the season ends. Yeah. Because that's just what they do to Sasha.
Abraham is one of our death predictions before the end of the season. Mm-hmm. So I totally agree. I think that's happening
yeah, and
soon.
The fact that he's kind of lost himself in the beginning of the episode, and he's finding himself, and he's almost made this decision in his mind that he needs to end things with Rosita and start things anew with Sasha, I think that just doesn't bode well for him.
And he's been a very up and down character emotionally for a while, and now it feels like he's, it's clear sailing from here, which means doom.
Yeah.
One of of the things I really enjoyed about this episode was Maggie and her stepping more into that leadership role, particularly with the negotiations with Gregory, and especially at the end when she cut the deal.
Yeah, and what I love is that this is one of the things that the actor who's playing Gregory is doing phenomenal, because he chooses to do negotiations with Maggie because I think he thinks that he can railroad her and get the better end of the deal. Be like, she's just a woman, I can get the better deal out of this.
He's totally sexist. He's a sexist ass.
Yeah, and she calls him out on it on their first meeting, and then in the second meeting, she's like, all right, we want half.
Yeah, we want half
up front.
now.
Yeah, we want half of what you have right now, and we'll take care of your problem.
Yeah. Now, one difference I want to mention between the show and the comics is in the comics, Carl stowed away when they went to Hilltop. And Daryl's little speech that he made about, we'll take care of your problem for you, Carl made that speech in the comics.
Yeah.
So my first reaction was, okay, that's a little bit different, but Carl's not there. And so I'm wondering, does that mean anything for Daryl's character, since he's the one who, it was his idea to do this for the Hilltop? Is that going to have any repercussions? Is that foreshadowing anything with Daryl in the future as it pertains to Negan? I still don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so either, because this wouldn't be the first time that they bait and switched Daryl.
Yeah.
So it could very well make us believe, oh, is it going to be Daryl? And then at the last minute, it's somebody else.
Right. I am still leaning toward it being the same person it was in the comics. I'm not going to put, too bad of comic spoilers in our review videos. We'll save that for another video, which we have one from way before that where we talked about this very topic.
Yes. And so we got our Michonne canon now, and I definitely think that they made a point in this episode to show that this isn't just a one night stand booty call thing. Mm-hmm. As they're driving, Rick reaches over and is touching Michonne's leg, and they kind of have a moment in the RV, mm-hmm. and they have a couple of moments throughout the episode where it just kind of shows that this has brought them closer together. So I think, like he told Carl, this is different.
Yeah, and even Carl says, it's cool.
Yeah.
You can tell Carl's happy for his father and for Michonne, who is effectively his best friend.
Yes.
And mother figure.
Yes, and speaking of mother figure, when Jesus says your mom and dad are getting dressed, he doesn't correct them.
Yeah.
It's like he kind of knew this was happening. He was like, about time the grown-up show up to the party.
One last thing I want to mention in this episode is Daryl and Denise shared a very interesting moment. Not that I think there's any kind of romantic relationship budding there, because Denise is gay, and we have no idea really what Daryl's relationship or what Daryl's sexuality is for certain. Yeah. Although, again, like I mentioned, that line of dialogue, since he mumbled, it's hard to tell what he said. But it just seems like they're going to have this awkward kind of a friendship going forward.
Yeah, I think they are going to develop a great friendship.
Yeah, even last episode where she's talking with her hands and he's like he's poking fun at her. Yeah. And then in tonight's episode when she gave him the muffin or whatever that was.
Yeah, the oat cakes, and he's like, I hope it tastes better than it looks because it looks like shit, and he shoves it in his pocket. Yeah. Yeah.
And she's like, shit's better than roadkill.
Yeah.
Like they have this banter back and forth, and I really want to see more of that.
Yeah.
Because we know the Denise character, the actress from Nurse Jackie.
Yeah.
And she's playing almost the same character.
Almost, although she is a lot more awkward in The Walking Dead than she was, at least in the part of the show of Nurse Jackie that I saw.
A little less bubbly in The Walking Dead and a little more just socially awkward, less outgoing.
Yeah.
And the fact that, she has trouble, it looks like she probably has trouble making friends. She's very quiet, kind of an introvert, and Daryl's very much an introvert.
Yeah.
I think they'd be great friends.
Yeah, I think so too.
Alright, I'm pretty sure that is it for this review. If we missed something, if we got something wrong, or if there's something you think we should have talked about but we didn't, let us know down in the comments and we can talk about it down there. Also, if you enjoyed this review, and we really hope you did, be sure to tell us by clicking that like button and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.